Good game.
In today's game, we have Queen's Gambit accepted, and then after some careful development, the knight goes to the A file in order to defend the C pawn. After developing pins and then more development, some more traits. Now there's some pressure to this C4 pawn, and there's nothing else you could do to defend this pawn, so the GM just normally developed his pieces. After taking the pawn and more exchanging, there is castling, which defends the king, queen c2, queen c8, rook d1, queen e7, queen b3, c5, and the idea of c5 is to trying to open up the position, because rooks and bishop tends to be more active in open positions. So if we open up the position by exchanging a bit of the pawns, then the full potential of the rooks and the bishops and the queen as well will be used up. So the opponent, the expert, plays d5. Now he pushes the pawn. If e takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, then after this position, if queen takes d5, then we have rook f d8. Now the problem with this is that there is tempo on the queen, and you can try to regain the open file while the bishop and the rook is a bit inactive. If rook takes d5, then we could do the same thing with rook f to d8. Exchanging the rooks, then we can move our rook all the way to the d file and exchange it. Now, in the game, queen c2, bishop takes c3, b takes c3, Now this is the part where it's a bit drawish, but it gets complicated. Pawn takes d5. Now, at this moment, white is instantly winning because of missing this move. Instead, black should have played rook d8. And after this, push, then this seems like a bad position for black, but it is definitely better than, well, losing an exchange. So in the game, black played e takes d5 and then bishop a3, which creates a skewer between the queen and the rook. The queen moves to e4, forcing the exchange of the queens because the bishop cannot take the rook because of queen takes, so white exchanged the queens. After exchanging the queens, bishop takes f8, king takes f8, rook takes d5, knight c3. Now, at this point, white is up an exchange, but black has a passed pawn. Now, rook d7, which is a very good move because it puts the rook in the 7th rank where all of black's pawns are. So we could put pressure on black's pawns. b5. Now, the purpose of b5 is to try to create more passed pawns in order to create counterplay. After exchanging the pawns, rook a7, b4 in order to push the passed pawns, and now here comes rook takes f7, king g8, rook takes g7, king h8, rook takes h7. Now white takes a lot of pawns in this moment of the game because of the two ranks in the 7th, the two rooks in the 7th file rank. After more checking, the expert thinks a bit in this position where he was thinking where rook h8, king takes g7, rook takes c8, b3, rook takes c4, b2, and then you can move rook b4. In this position, queen b1 is played. Now this actually happened in the game, and after a few more exchanges, it's 4 pawns against 1 knight. And 1 knight is not enough to play against a whole entire army of pawns. So, this analysis is great. Rook h8, check, it's forced, basically. Now, b3, b2, there's nothing else black can really do. Now, in the middle game, black has missed the opportunity to take the pawn because black could take the pawn, knight takes, rook takes, rook fd8. Now, you might be wondering, what if rook takes a5? Then we simply have queen b4. Now, if you think for a little bit, if you can pause our video if you want. If you think for a little bit, queen b4, the only way you could defend is bishop d2, because right now you're threatening the rook and checkmate. So bishop d2, boom, you are done for. So that's what black should have played. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys can watch all of our further videos and subscribe. Bye!